Hello everyone, it's Evan Trason here and welcome back to another video, another F1 2022 mod career as Kevin Magnussen in the Formula 1 Haas car. We're here today, we will be in Brazil for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So without anything else to do, let's jump straight into qualifying. So now we come on to our outlook now. Now about to start our first flying lap, which will be our bank lap, and as you can tell it is raining currently. So we'll be on the intermediate tyres for this qualifying session, unless it dries up later on in the session. Coming through these long corners, now into this sharp right hand corner, into a long left-hander, now into a sharp left-hander, and now it's flat out all the way to the end, to the checkered flag, and we go across the line for a 1 minute 18.6. Now we come on to our second and final flying lap, where we brake heavy into the first corner now, pulling it down into second gear, going up into fourth gear, fifth gear now. Using all the cut as much as you can, almost losing the rear end a little bit. DRS now open. We're now up by 1.610. 1.7 seconds up. We've got a faster sector one. Can we put it on pole? We'll have to wait and see, as everyone's putting new faster lap times as they go around, because now we are on the soft compound tyre for the session. It's dry enough to go onto the slick tyres. We're now up by 4.2 seconds, which is massive. Now knocking it down into second gear, accelerating out as early as we can, because it is still raining, so there isn't a lot of grip still, but there's still enough to be on the softs. Going a bit wider, using all the cover on the outside, and now it's flat down all the way to the end. DRS opened, up into 8th gear. We're now up by 7.3 seconds. We go across the line for a 1 minute 11.2, I think that was. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive. So really good qualifying session there. So this is today starting good. So as you can see, we got pole position. We have our first pole position in this season. So it's ourselves in P1, Verstappen in P2, Bottas in P3, Hamilton in P4, Leclerc, Sainz, Norris, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, Joe Gagnon, our teammate Mick Schumacher in P14, Pierre Gasly, Albon, Yuki Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel, Lance Stroll, and finally in last place we got Nicholas Latifi. And this is our strategy for today. We'll be starting on the soft compound tyre, and we'll be moving on to the medium compound tyre, and we'll be pitting around lap 9. I'm also going to take some fuel out the car to make our car as light as possible. And now we go to the 5 red lights. And off we go for the Brazilian Grand Prix, as we come off with a great start. But Max Verstappen gets an even better start than us, and we go round the outside. We're not at the inside line, but Max Verstappen sticks it around the outside, and Max Verstappen takes the race lead off of us. But we're not gonna have any of it, and we're gonna try and put up a fight. Can we go round the outside now of Max Verstappen? No, we can't. And right behind we got Valtteri Bottas, who's defending from Carlos Sainz, and he does well to do that. And now, as you can see, we will try and stick with Max Verstappen if possible, which I very much doubt, because he is super fast in the game. Accelerating out through this long left-hander, now into the sharp left-hander now, and now it's flat out until we cross the line. There's a little bit of the cover on the inside there. No DRS yet, because DRS won't get enabled until lap 3. as Max Verstappen sets his fastest lap time of the race. Using all the curb on the inside and the outside as much as we can. Accelerating flat out, and as you can see, Max Verstappen is already 1.3 seconds in front of us, and it's only been half a lap. And now we come on to lap 3 now, where Carlos Sainz is using his DRS and will fly past Valtteri Bottas very easily, and that's Carlos Sainz up into the podium position. And now we look behind where his teammate trying to make a move on Lando Norris. So can Charles Leclerc stick it down the inside? Yes, he can. He goes out wide, blocks him on the racing line, and that's Charles Leclerc up into P6. And now we switch over to Carlos Sainz, who is just overtaken Valtteri Bottas, and on the same lap he's now got an engine penalty. So that's Carlos Sainz out of the Brazilian Grand Prix before it's even started. So that leaves us with 19 people still racing, as Carlos Sainz pulls over to the pit exit near enough. And now we come on to lap 4 now, where Valtteri Bottas is getting overtaken by Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton has the outside line now, but Valtteri Bottas has the inside line. Hamilton will now have the inside line and will brake much more later than Valtteri Bottas, and that's Hamilton up into the podium position now, up into P3. We jump to our onboard now, where we are trying to gain some time on Max Verstappen, as on lap 4 he's already 5 seconds, he's almost 5 seconds in front of us after lap 4. Usually at the ERS being deployed a little bit, just to stay away from Hamilton, to try and maintain a decent gap between ourselves and Hamilton behind.
Keep pushing. We need to reduce the
And we come on to lap 5 now. And now we come on to lap 6 now, where our race engineer has just come on the radio and said to pit on lap 11 now. So instead of pitting on our actual lap that was going to, which will be lap 9, we'll be now pitting on lap 11. Now coming through this long left-hander. And now we switch over to on lap 7 now, where Charles Leclerc trying to go around the outside of Valtteri Bottas. He now has the inside line, will now have the outside line again. Doesn't quite work out in the first part of the track. But now we're going to go on onto the straight now. Doesn't quite work out for Charles Leclerc, and he is still stuck behind Valtteri Bottas for now. And now we jump to our onboard now, where we are coming on to lap 8 now, where Lewis Hamilton is trying to make a move down the inside of us. We block him off, but he's still going to go down the inside. We're going to have the outside line now. We're going to have the inside, using all the curve on the inside and then on the exit as well. And we maintain P2 for now. And now on the second lap, Charles Leclerc is trying to make a move once again on Valtteri Bottas on lap 8. He's going around the outside, decides to back out of it for now, but we'll have DRS on him now, because Valtteri Bottas has no DRS. So it should be a nice, easy move for Charles Leclerc. And yes, it is. It's Charles Leclerc up into P4 now. Nice and easy move, using the DRS to his advantage. We come onto our onboard now, where Lewis Hamilton is 4 tenths behind us now. So we need to start putting in some good lap times now to try and get away from the 7-time world champion. And now, as you can see, Max Verstappen is now almost 10 seconds in front of us. So I doubt that we will be fighting for the race lead, for the race win this race. And now we come on to lap 9 now, where Max Verstappen is coming into the pit lane to fit his new set of tyres, which will probably be the medium set of compounds. We come into turn 1 now, going quite wide there, which sort of compromises our line, and that leads to Charles Leclerc gaining a lot of time on us. And now Charles Leclerc has DRS on us, and he fly passes us like we're not even there, and that's Charles Leclerc into the race lead. Braking a bit more later than Charles Leclerc to gain as much time as we can. Hitting the apex as much as we can. Staying away from this curb. And then we come on to lap 11 where we come into the pit lane finally to put on our new set of tyres. We look up coming into the pit lane to 0 speed. But it doesn't matter about looking up because we're putting on a new set of tyres. So we come into our pit box now. A very slow pit stop from the Haas pit crew, with a 3.1 second pit stop, which is really slow compared to others. And now we're currently in P4 now, where Hamilton, Leclerc and Verstappen are all in front of us. Charles Leclerc is on the hard compound tyre, which is the slowest tyre, so don't know why he would go onto that tyre. But not complaining, because that means we can catch up to him a lot more easier. Now we come on to the end of lap 12 now, where we've got DRS on Lewis Hamilton. And we're flying, we're gaining. We get a purple sector 3 then, as we are still behind the 7-time world champion. We couldn't make a move into the first corner. But can we make a move into the next DRS zone, because Hamilton does not have any DRS. We're going to use a bit of ERS as well, and we're going to fly past him, brake much more later than him, use the racing line to our advantage, and we go up into the podium position for P3 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now braking heavy into the next corner and trying to catch up to Charles Leclerc if possible. And now we come on to lap 13 now, where Sergio Perez is trying to make a move on Valtteri Bottas. He goes around the outside. He will now have the outside line still, and will now have DRS on him. Sergio Perez has the inside line for the next corner, will brake much more later, use all the grip as he can, and that's Sergio Perez up into P6. And then on lap 15 now, Sergio Perez is making a move on George Russell, and he's made the move done into the first corner. A nice and easy move for him on the British driver of George Russell. And now we come on to lap 17 now, where we are still chasing after Charles Leclerc, using all the curb as we can on the inside of this first sector. Using all of our ERS, using some DRS as well, braking as late as we can, gain, we're almost right behind him, but we go over the curb a bit too much, and we lose some time on him. Braking much more later, and we almost touch his gearbox there, as we're using all the curb on the inside here, accelerating as early as we can, braking heavy into the next corner, going a bit wider than we wanted, using a bit of the curb on the outside here, staying away from the inside curb here, using all of it on the outside though. Now coming into the sharp left-hander here, using all the curb on the inside, accelerating out as much as early as we can, using all of our ERS at the moment. And now DRS up into 8th gear, but as you can see, we're just too far back on Charles Leclerc to make a move into this first corner. Keeping it nice and close to the racing line, using ERS once again. We'll now have DRS again, but we're still too far back to make a move. Although we are gaining, we just don't have the pace to make a move. And now on the last lap, George Russell goes around the outside of, no, Valtteri Bottas goes down the inside of Mercedes driver. And that's Valtteri Bottas up into P6 now, and George Russell down to P7. So that was a nice, easy move. And now we look at Max Verstappen. He's coming through the last, well, he's coming on the straight, and he comes across the line, and it's Max Verstappen who wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. And now we jump back to our onboard now, where we're coming through the last corner using all of our ERS flat down all the way until the checkered flag. And as you can see, Max Verstappen won. DRS being used, and as you can see, we're too far back to make a move on Charles Leclerc. That's Charles Leclerc who gets P2, and we come home in P3 and that is our podium finishes for today's race. And it's Sergio Perez who gets driver of the day.
What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
So it's Max Verstappen who wins the Brazilian Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc in P2, and ourselves on the podium once again for P3 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And now we look at the driver standing. Max Verstappen continues to lead the driver standing with 434 points. Carlos Sainz in second place with 293 points, which sees a gap of 141 points. Now, with that saying, because only one race left, this means that Max Verstappen is the world champion, which means he has 2 to his name now, because the maximum points you can get in a race is 26 points, and there's a gap of 141 points. So Max Verstappen has won. And then further down, we see ourselves overtake Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion. And although I say we overtake him, we are level on points with Lewis Hamilton, both of us on 154 points. Then further down, we see our teammate drop down quite a lot now, down to P14 with 25 points, but only a few points behind Bottas, Norris and Ocon. And have a look at the constructor standings, where Red Bull continues to lead with 709 points, and then the Ferraris in second place with 584 points, which sees a gap of 125. Now, if I believe so as well, that means that Red Bull have won the Constructors' Championship. Then we look further down, we see Mercedes comfortably in P3 with 280 points, and ourselves comfortable in P4 with 179 points. Further down, we see Alfa Romeo overtake the AlphaTauri. So that is it for today, guys. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like. Please do subscribe down below for more racing-based content, and I will be definitely doing either a My Team career mode or a driver career mode in the next F1 game coming out next week. And I will see you guys. I will see you in the next round for the last round in Abu Dhabi, where hopefully we can beat our teammate once again.